Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Justin. Today we're looking at the R11 BAATSIN pedal, named after the 8 Immortals from the Joyo R series. Alright, let's get started. So here's my dry tone just coming through the amp with the pedal off. I've got a little bit of reverb on there, but that is it. First up, we've got the T.OD setting. I've got the volume at about 50, the tone at about 50, and the gain at about 50 as well. I brought that gain up to 100 and brought that tone down to about 40% there. I think this gives it kind of a cool, sort of darker tone to it here. That's just a really solid, warm overdrive tone. It's great for like sort of bluesy licks and stuff like that. Alright, next up we've got the Sweety setting engaged, and the tone and the gain are both back at 50% here. This just has a great like 80s feel to it. This setting has a lot more high end on it, a little more bite on that top end a little bit as well. It seems like it would be great for doing a lot of those like sort of 80s hair ballad sort of stuff. So for that sort of sound, I brought the gain down to about 40% and brought the tone up to about 60. Alright, next up we got the B.Boost setting. This has a really cool, just sort of bluesy, like very sweet sort of country sort of tone to it. I've got the tone back at 50 and the gain back at 50 as well. And if you bring that gain up to about 100 and that tone up to about 60, it makes for some nice sort of like country soloing as well. Alright, so next up we have the T808 tone. This one seemed to be a little bit quieter, so I brought the volume up to about 70%. The tone and the gain are both still at 50. Alright, so I brought the tone up to about 75 and the gain up to about 100. I think that this setting sounds really good with those knobs there. Just a really classic overdrive tone. Alright, so next up we have the Overdrive 1 setting. This is again just a really classic, popular overdrive tone. It's very similar to the last one, except it has a little more of the high end on there. I think it has a little more clarity as well, so check that out. And I think this setting sounds really cool with a bit lower, deeper of a tone in there too. So I brought the tone down to about 20%. I brought that gain up to about 90. Alright, next up we have the crunchy setting. This one sounds great, but it's a little bit louder than the others, so I brought the volume down to about 40%. The tone and the gain are both at 50. And this one sort of bridges a gap between an overdrive and a distortion. It's got a lot more of a sort of guttural, ballsy sound to it. It sounds great. And since this one has a little more bite to it, I thought I'd kind of dive into that. I brought the tone up to about 75% and the gain up to about 75% as well. Alright, so next up we got the Rioter effect. I think this might be my favorite on the whole pedal. It's just got a lot of really nice tasty breakup, especially on that low end. I think it sounds great, and it fills up a lot of space on stage. And I think this setting works great for that sort of ballad sort of tone as well. So I brought that tone up to about 60, and I brought the gain down to about 25. Alright, so last up we have the O.C.Drive setting, and this is a really cool, thick, meaty tone. It packs a lot of punch, it's got a great low end on it. Sounds great, let's check it out. I might have to change my mind here, this might be my favorite setting on this pedal. Alright, and last up here I brought that tone up to about 60% and that gain up to about 70. Alright, so as you can see, this thing is just awesome. What Joyo has essentially done here is to look at 8 popular classic overdrive pedals, hence the name BAATSIN, meaning the 8 immortals, and replicated those in a fully analog circuit within this pedal. You can get all sorts of cool tones out of this, anything from country to pop to blues to 80s rock. I think all 8 of these settings sound really great and replicate those classic pedals really, really well. It's got a solid metal casing, a true bypass, it feels really durable, and I'm originally from Wisconsin, so I cannot complain about the Green Bay Packers green and gold color scheme on this. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check out the pedal, get some more information on it, maybe buy it yourself. And please feel free to hit like and subscribe and to check out the rest of the channel for more music related content. Thanks so much for watching.